8th grade Algebra 1, the second lesson for week 2, completing the square. So the completing the square is another way to find how many roots, solutions, zeros, x-intercepts a quadratic equation, a quadratic function can have, and it enables you to graph. So I'm going to show you example 15 and example 16. There are detailed handwritten notes along with your PDF file or on Skyward. So here we go. K squared minus 8k equals -7 is not written in standard form, but I'm going to keep it like that. What I am going to do first is I'm going to identify my variables. So I'm going to identify the a, which my a value is 1. I'm going to identify the b, which in this case my b value is -8. And so what we're talking about completing the square is that this section right here, this part right here where it has 2 terms, I need to make that into a perfect square trinomial. And so in order for me to do that, I need to make some little squares. Now, you don't have to do this when you're doing your homework, but it's just good practice. So I'm going to write k squared minus 8k. And either you can do a line or you can do a square, but I'm going to do a square just because it's called completing the square. And so there's my square, equals to -7. And then I'm going to do another square. Or you can do just a little line. But I wanted to show you this is what they mean by completing the square. So you're going to take this part, k squared minus 8k, put in a blank square, equals to -7, and then put another blank square. And so that's why it's called completing the square. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this b value right here. That's going to help me to do a perfect square trinomial. So I'm going to take my b value of -8. I'm going to divide it by 2. Okay. I'm going to enclose it in parentheses to show that that negative belongs to that -8. And then I'm going to square it. And I'm going to take it step by step. I'm not going to use my calculator to give me the final answer. I'm going to work out what's in parentheses first, and I'm going to tell you in a little bit why. So therefore, it is going to be -4 squared. Keep that -4. It's going to help you in a minute. And -4 times -4, of course, is going to give me 16. So I'm going to take that 16. So do you see what I did? I took my b value of -8. I divided it by 2. I enclosed it in parentheses. And then I squared it. But I did not use my calculator right away. I did -8 divided by 2 is going to give me -4. Square it, and then -4 times -4 is going to give me 16, a positive 16. So I'm going to take that 16, and that's what I'm going to put in my 2 squares right here. So I'm going to put positive 16, positive 16. So now it looks like k squared minus 8 times k plus 16 equals to -7 plus 16. So I'm going to work out this part. And so now here, this is your perfect square trinomial right there. That is your perfect square trinomial. And you have to factor it out. Now, there's a couple of methods to factoring, and it would depend on how your Algebra 1 teacher taught you. But we're not going to factor it out. Do you remember when I told you about this -4? This is going to help us really quick. So instead of me doing the X method, the box method, or whatever method your teacher taught you, all you're going to do is you're going to do k minus 4, see where it came into play, times k minus 4 equals, well, what's negative 17 plus 16? 9. And so that's what it looks like. This is why I didn't want you to work out the calculator right away and get me 16. I wanted this, so instead of me having to do factoring, I could just write my two products. So then I'm going to combine my two products, and my two products is going to be k minus 4 squared equals to 9. But I want to isolate the variable in which I want to isolate k. But because of that exponent of 2, I have to do the inverse. So since it's a square, the inverse of a squared is a square root. So I'm going to square root this part, and what I do to one side, I do to the other, so I square this part. And when I square root, it now becomes just k minus 4 equals 2. Now, in Algebra 1, I told you that there's two solutions, a positive and a negative, and the square root of 9 is 3. So you're going to get k minus 4 equals to a positive or a negative 3. I'm going to go up here, so I'm going to scroll up a little bit because I need to break that down. Okay? So that k minus 4 equals to positive or a negative 3. I'm going to add 4 to both sides. Cancel out. And so k is going to equal to 4 plus or minus 3. And then I'm going to break it up because there's two solutions because of that plus and minus. One of them is going to be k equals to 4 plus 3, and the other one is going to be k equals to 4 minus 3. See that what I did? So I took that k equals 4 plus or minus 3. I'm going to get two solutions, and one of them is going to be k equals to 4 plus 3. The other one's going to be k equals to 4 minus 3. Well, then you solve. So k, 4 plus 3 is going to give me 7. And k equals to 4 minus 3 is going to give me 1. So this problem is going to have two roots, two solutions, two zeros, two x-intercepts. And that's how you find your roots, solutions, x-intercepts, and zeros. Again, there's detailed notes for problem number 16, but if you have any questions, go back to the video and watch how I figured it out. Thank you.